All right, let's make some noise for this matchup here at the World Cyber Games 2006. That's right, that's what I like to hear. All those fans out there absolutely drooling and rabid for some more StarCraft as we have another matchup here. This is from JulyZerg's group with MtDarCaleb, and we are going to be on the map Paranoid Android, which, gosh, we've seen a lot of here, Tasteless.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I sure wish we could start casting on some other maps, but it just looks like the luck of the draw. We constantly end up casting Paranoid Android. We know this map in and out, Marcus.
I'm going to blame it on you.
And the game has started. We have MtDarCaleb spawning as a white Zerg at the top, and that would mean that JulyZerg is spawning as the, I believe, a blue Zerg at the far right. Now note that this is a good advantage for MtDarCaleb right now. He did spawn in the location where the resources mine slightly faster. That will help him tremendously, I think, more so than we'll see in the other matchups, since this is a mirror matchup, and expanding can be quite difficult in this. So this is really going to affect the game more so than I think the other times we've seen this.
Now, we haven't seen a mirror matchup on Paranoid Android with Zerg versus Zerg, so give me a little insight. What possible rushes could we see? What possible scenarios will we see? Do you expect this game to be a little bit more drawn out, or do you expect maybe the powerful JulyZerg to just finish this one quickly?
Well, you know, Zerg vs. Zerg is a really interesting matchup. I guess all the matchups in this game are interesting, but what fascinates me about this matchup is that it really boils down to two unit bases. There's Zerglings and Mutalisks, and there's really not that much that you really can't deviate from this path that easily. Zerglings are very cost efficient and very fast. Occasionally I've seen players do things like fast expand and then go Hydralisk, but I don't believe on this map we will be seeing anything but Zerglings and Mutalisks, Marcus.
So we'll probably see a pretty standard build order, pretty standard setup, as of course both the Overlords have gone over one another's base in order to scout here, and a pretty typical start here so far on Paranoid Android.
Yes, absolutely. Now notice that both the players have scouted each other already, and this is kind of something else that makes this matchup very interesting. Since both players are given Overlords early, both players have the capability of basically, seeing what their opponents are doing, right from the start of the game. It's almost as if they're hacking. And now, all right, and oh my goodness, you know how I said they weren't going to fast expand? This is why I'm not a Zerg player, Marcus. Apparently they are both a fast expanding, and apparently I'm sure obviously both these guys have better Zerg than I do, but it seems that they both have decided that this is a viable decision to do. So this is now we're going to see just how good both these players are at this kind of off-brand Zerg versus Zerg strategy.
Do you think that the fast expand could lead to like quicker tech, or possibly something a little bit more unorthodox?
Well, when you have the fast expand, there's two things important to note. First is that you have the second gas geyser. That means that you can get more Mutalisks quickly. Get Mutalisks at a faster rate. But I have seen a lot of builds where you can go 3-hatch Hydralisks, basically. Although I think in these spots, and again, I could be wrong, I will gladly eat my words if I am again, but I do not believe they'll be going Hydralisk. Since the mains are so close by air, it would make more sense to me if they both went Mutalisks. But I'm actually very excited to see how this game turns out.
All right, well, right now we're just seeing the opening plays of this matchup. You did see the Overlord there also checking out and noticing that the fast expansion is going on. The WCG mascot obviously as excited for this StarCraft match as you and I.
As you can see, the WCG mascot also loves Zerg vs. Zerg like we do, as he is dancing right now on the stage. And I now see the layers morphing, and it looks like, this is pretty common to get the layer after the second hatchery, and shortly after this we're going to see the Spire coming up here. Again, important to note is that JulyZerg does not get minerals as quickly in that top spot as MtDarCaleb will be getting, and hopefully perhaps we'll see an upset here. Perhaps MtDarCaleb will beat a Korean for once on one of these live games. We have yet to see a Korean lose except for the game versus Draco that I casted yesterday.
Well, we already have some Zerglings coming out here. It looks like actually that we are going to see MtDarCaleb. Oh, I thought he was going to actually sneak his Zergs in from down below, and he will get two in. He takes out one drone, looking for a second one. He's going to try to escape them from the expansion up to the top, and I don't see any sort of Zerglings there to protect it. Here come four coming back, but they've made their way into the main. Finally, some come out of that hatchery, and they will be able to defend against those Zergs, or at least drive them out. But a minor interruption there for the mineral line of JulyZerg.
You know, I got to say, in a matchup like Zerg vs. Zerg, little things like that make a huge difference. And that is definitely something that will absolutely affect JulyZerg right now. You cannot afford to lose any drones in this matchup, Marcus. You just cannot afford to do it. It is too crucial, and I see another drone has died there. And let me tell you something. DarCaleb knows what he's doing right now, and he knows that JulyZerg is in a very uncomfortable position.
All right, well, we're just seeing the continuing cat and mouse game between these Zerglings. It looked like JulyZerg did send 3 Zerglings off to sort of just chase the other ones, which is probably a good idea. Try to keep them out, prevent them from getting any more drones. But you can see that both players amassing an army of Zerglings in different locations. It kind of looks to me like from the minimap that we actually see more Zerglings in the DarCaleb camp. But whether or not that'll make a difference has yet to be seen.
Yeah, you know, it's really hard sometimes in Zerg vs. Zerg to actually tell who has more Zerglings than who. And now we are now seeing the 2 Zerglings attack DarCaleb, hoping that he's put JulyZerg behind enough. But I believe JulyZerg had a much stronger concave with those Zerglings, and he's going to have to pull that out there. Although he did force JulyZerg to make more Zerglings than he probably would have wanted to do. Although he has gone in there and he is killing more drones. And again, Marcus, you cannot afford to lose drones in this matchup.
It looked like kind of a tit for tat situation. Now we did see some of JulyZerg's drones go down, but we also saw a lot of units from DarCaleb go down by all those Zergs. So do you tell me, Tastus, which one's more valuable, the drones or the units?
Well, I think the drones, as long as you can hold off the units, would be the correct way to think about it. I now see JulyZerg's in a lot of trouble, Marcus. He's not doing that well with these Zerglings. And I am not going to lie here. I do not believe that JulyZerg is the favorite right now. As good of a player as he is, DarCaleb's doing quite well.
All right, interesting. And what would you say the key strategies, aside from obviously the mineral interruption that we've seen, have been benefiting DarCaleb?
Well, what's also important to note is whether or not DarCaleb is making as many drones as JulyZerg. As you can see, neither of them have a lot of drones playing. I see his countrymen supporting him over there, that some of his teammates or perhaps his friends, they really want to see him win here. I see the Zerglings rushing in here, and Caleb definitely has more Zerglings than his opponent, and JulyZerg is in a very bad position. This may be a foreigner losing on the main stage, everybody. This is a very, very difficult position. I would think it would be advisable to go and get those drones right now, and that is exactly what he's going to do, and that is exactly what JulyZerg does not want him to do. These Zerglings will now come in here, and they will start picking up these drones. It's going to be very, very difficult to handle, and it looks like, all right, whoa, he actually did not get any. Wow, that was pretty good micro.
I think he got one there, actually,
yeah.
But it was obviously worthy having the Hydralisk up there. The Mutalisk up there, definitely an advantage to him right now.
Absolutely. And what's also important to note is this is really putting JulyZerg behind right now. Now he did get these Mutalisks in here, but these 2 Scorch will take care of those. No, they will not. It was some kind of missed micro, and it was some kind of error here. Caleb has to be careful right now. He cannot afford to lose drones. He should not use both these Scorch. He should not, I think, oh no, he should. I'm sorry, I thought that Muta was wounded, but apparently it was not. Now, the question is, how good is JulyZerg's micro? Can he come back from this? This is very intense. Neither players have very many drones at all. Scores flying against each other. This game is out of control, Marcus.
It's out of control, in the words of the Storm Observer, a.k.a. Tasteless. We see more Zerglings coming out here and regrouping over near the expansion of DarCaleb. Now, we saw, obviously, a very, very major interruption in the mineral line there, and as you said, it's going to come down to the micro of JulyZerg to see if he can bring this one back in his favor. Now, he's got a ton of units here ready to defend once again. One does break through the line, but he will eventually get eaten up by that swarm of Zerglings.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't actually see how many Zerglings Caleb has right now, but I believe that JulyZerg might have more. It's not very clear. Okay, here we're going to see this battle. I'm not sure who's up right now. I believe the concave favored Caleb, but it's not clear. It looks like JulyZerg has more Zerglings. Yes, he does. He will win this battle. He needs to produce more Zerglings. It's not looking good. The tables have turned yet again. He needs to pull these drones out of here. Every drone counts. They're chasing them up there. The 2 drones did manage to escape, but it does not look like it's going to matter because I do not believe that Caleb has that many Zerglings. This is unbelievable. JulyZerg has actually managed to come out of this with a tactical.
Wow.
Very well played. Very exciting game.
Now, that was a quick wrap-up on that one. I just have to ask right away, Caleb, with JulyZerg bringing that back, what could DarCaleb have done differently? It looked like he had the advantage. You even mentioned it during the mineral line interruption. But what could he have done differently there to try to overtake JulyZerg when he had that advantage?
That's a great question. I think, to be honest, I think when he broke that first expansion,
right,
the Zerglings were attacking the hatchery. I think that is not what he should have done. I think there was no way the Zerglings were going to kill the hatchery, and even if he did, there were 2 hatcheries there. He could still mine from them. So if I could have gone back in time and told Caleb what to do, I would have told him to rush up that ramp immediately, the moment it was broken, and begin to kill drones. Because JulyZerg, I mean, he's smart. He knew exactly what to do. He knew the right number of Mutalisks he was going to need to pick off drones in combination with Scorch. He played very well. And I think Caleb sitting there in that chair right now is probably reflecting over that game and thinking perhaps I should have done something differently.
All right, well, a great victory there for JulyZerg once again. Let's wrap things up. This is DJ Weed and Tasteless taking you inside the game.